Hey, good morning, everybody. How's it going? Welcome in. Hope you got your day started right so far. Uh, Yesterday, I went and made a little visit to the neighborhood barber shop and got a nice little fresh up on the cut there. I don't know how's that looking? Is that a little bit too much? Just right? Uh, but it's always good when you get a good haircut. You feel like a new man. When you come out. Went and visited my favorite spot over there at the Sport Clips, and I really like that place. They got the TVs in there, so you can watch Sports Center and stuff while you're getting your hair cut. They give you the shampoo treatment and the hot towel on the face and the neck massage and all that. So always enjoy my visits over there. And and I remembered yesterday to stop by the store and pick up my Eggo waffles so I could have my waffles this morning for breakfast. So I was happy about that. And we'll check the chat here. And I don't know, I think something wacky's been going on with the live stream here lately. I don't know. Seems like some of the chats aren't going through, and I don't know if that's a problem with Restream because that's who I've been using. I may have to consider switching to something else, but got Scott from Controversial Cruising in the house. Good morning, welcome in. Thanks for the compliment on the hairdo. Just trying to freshen things up a little bit. I was feeling like a hobo. Starts to get all bushy and everything. And I don't know if Eddie, you had chatted, but if you did, like I said, for some reason some of the chats are not coming through, and I may have to change some things up after this. But good morning, and good morning to everybody that's watching. Welcome in. Hope you guys are doing well. And so let's check out what today is. Obviously July 17th. So let's see what memorable things we got going on. What is remarkable about today? And today is National Hot Dog Day, for one thing. And that really sounds good for lunch. I don't know about you guys, but I like mustard. I like sauerkraut on mine. Not a ketchup guy. Can't be putting ketchup on a hot dog. That's it's just not allowed. And also today, I believe, is National Lottery Day, which not a big lottery player myself, but for those of you, they might be the day to buy a ticket. And let's see, we also got World Emoji Day for all you folks that like to use those emojis. And we got Constitution Day in Korea. So hang the national flag in honor of the proclamation of the South Korean Constitution. All right. And looks like we got Bill from Warmstrong Adventures in the house. Welcome in, welcome in. And Bill says mustard only on his hot dog. Well, all right. I can go with that. I can do just mustard only. But I hope all you guys are doing good today. And just got a few little stories I dug up on the interwebs. Some things, I don't know if any of you guys are, if you're fans of Las Vegas, if you like to go to Las Vegas or not. But I didn't even realize this, but I used to go to Vegas quite a lot. Haven't been in quite some time. but apparently they are getting rid of the Mirage, and they're going to replace it with the Hard Rock International. So I wasn't aware of that, and apparently, I guess they had their last. They have that fire show or whatever that they do. I guess they had their last one last night, and I guess they're closing their doors today. They opened in 1989 with the volcano. That's it. So they have the fire spewing volcano. They have that little show that goes on every so often on the strip. And they had the Siegfried and Roy's lions and dolphins. And I guess they were giving away they weren't giving it away, but I guess they had 1.6 million in slot machine progressive jackpots available, which that would have been nice to get in on that. But yeah, today's the last day, and I guess they're not planning on having a big, a lot of times when they get rid of these casinos or they remodel or whatever, they have a big ceremony where they blow it up, and it's kind of a big thing. But I guess they're not really planning on doing that. But I guess some of the workers got paid out some severance packages. But yeah, it's and I guess let's see, they're also getting rid of the Tropicana hotel. I guess that's already been shut down apparently. And I wasn't even aware of this, but I guess the Oakland A's, I had heard rumors that the Oakland A's were going to be moving to Las Vegas, but I wasn't sure that was already official. But apparently that's what they're going to get rid of the Tropicana, and they're going to use that property to, as part of the new ballpark. So. Yep, the Tropicana, Las Vegas Mob Era Casino in Sin City Landmark closes after 67 years. I guess they filmed one of the James Bond movies, Diamonds Are Forever, back in 1971. And it was frequented by the Rat Pack group of actors. So I guess they were in business for 67 years. And this was a while. Well, let's see. It was they closed it up already, and I guess they're having I guess they're gonna have like a demolition ceremony in October, and there's going to be a new ballpark that they're building for $1.5 billion. So that's yeah, I remember I stayed at the Tropicana a few times. Those used to be part of the rooms I could get for free over there. But yeah, so and there you go. That's going to be the new Oakland A's stadium that's going to be down that. Which now that might actually be kind of neat if it is like that, where you got the strip in the background. That might actually be worth checking out. So the governor signing a $380 million public financing package to move them there. But yeah, it's just some happenings going on in Las Vegas. But like I said, I haven't been out there in quite some time. I used to go there quite a lot back in the day. They used to have really good. Well, they had less fees. They had better deals. You used to be able to get rooms on the strip for like $20 a night. You could get rooms down on Fremont Street for like $10 a night. The meals were better. I mean, they just had better deals. It seemed like they were more into comping the customers. Now, they got these resort fees that they throw on you. And now I've heard that some of them are charging like parking fees and stuff like that. It's just, I don't know, it's kind of losing its appeal. To me, I'd rather spend my money going, taking the casino offers on the cruise, on cruises. So that's just my thoughts on it. But I don't know. I still kind of, have a kind of a soft spot for it. And got Destination Fun in the house. Well, morning. Welcome in. Welcome in. Thanks for being here. And then I did dig up some couple of little wacky travel stories. These are more airline related. These are some not so fun events that's been happening on airlines here lately. But I don't know how many of you people are, if you're one of those folks that likes to have your tea time, if you're a tea drinker, hot tea, that is. But, and this is kind of an old story. This was, it's not that old, it's a couple of days old. But this was a passenger on JetBlue is suing them for $1.5 million because she got burned by hot tea. So that a little bit crazy there. Tahana Lewis, traveling with her family on JetBlue flight 2237 from Orlando to Hartford, Connecticut, back in May. She alleges that the tea was spilled on her during a turbulence. The complaint details that while the aircraft encountered turbulence and the seatbelt sign was illuminated, a crew member accidentally spilled hot tea on Lewis as part of the in-flight beverage service. The incident caused second and third degree burns on her chest, legs, right arm, and backside. And her lawyer, Edward Jaslowicki, I'm going to take a stab at that one. That's something they shouldn't have done. This is a serious issue for them. Well, that guy sounds like Captain Obvious right there. Of course, it's something that they shouldn't. I hope he's got a better argument in court than that. But the complaint alleges that the crew served water at an unreasonably hot temperature during an ongoing turbulence, making it unsafe to perform beverage service. Lewis also claims that the crew did not administer first aid and advised her to seek medical help upon landing. They didn't do much for her. They were cavalier about it. Okay, all right. According to the complaint, Lewis has scarring at her burn sites and has suffered mental anguish, anxiety, and post-traumatic stress from the incident. Jaslowicki also noted that Lewis will likely need skin grafts. That's pretty crazy. That's kind of reminiscent of that story. This was quite some time ago. It might have been like back in the 90s, maybe, when there was the elderly lady that went through the drive-through at McDonald's, and she had ordered a cup of coffee. And so they, I believe she was in the car with her son. Her son was driving. And so then they pull into a parking lot for her to, put the cream and whatever in her coffee. And she just had the coffee like sitting in her lap, between her legs. And she took the lid off, and somehow or another, the coffee spilled out and got on her. And she actually, got some legitimate, burns. She had to have I think she had to have surgery over it. Which is why now when you go to McDonald's, they've got the warnings. They've got, and I've noticed the coffees, temperature wise, maybe a little bit cooler, but they add in if you're getting sugar or creamer or whatever, they go ahead and add that in for you, mix it up for you, which is actually I like that actually. That's a convenience factor for me, especially, if you're taking a road trip and you're stopping for coffee. You don't want to have to like pull over and mix it up. But yeah, and I remember that lady. She got quite a big settlement over that. So I don't know, but seems like this lady might be in for more than 1.5 million if she's getting skin grafts and all of that. But so yeah, there was that story. It also says that back in May, one person died of a heart attack and 30 others were treated for injuries when a Singapore Airlines flight encountered severe turbulence and made an emergency landing. So, and I guess what they're saying is because of that, that airlines, they started suspending their hot beverage service, during turbulence issues. So it'll be interesting to see how that plays out. I'm sure it'll probably be quite some time. These lawsuits, they usually take forever to get settled, but yeah, sometimes those, when you're on the flights and, they run into turbulence, sometimes it can get kind of hairy. I don't know. I don't think I've ever had one bad enough though that somebody got burned by hot tea. I'll tell you that. But that leads me to another terrible airline story. Not to put bad thoughts in everybody's minds, but sometimes these stories are a little bit interesting. And this one is in regards to Delta. Now, this happened a little bit a while back. I remember seeing this story on the news. Delta investigating spoiled meals that led to emergency landings or an emergency landing. So the ordeal began early Wednesday morning when a flight heading from Detroit to Amsterdam with 277 passengers on board diverted to New York after crew members learned that some of the meals served to economy passengers were spoiled. Now, I notice he says economy passengers, so I'm wondering, did the first class passengers get something better? I'd be curious to know that. That might be an interesting tidbit to know. While CBS shared photos of allegedly moldy food from the flight, the airline has not confirmed these photos and said it is investigating what went wrong with the food. Service on the flight was about a third of the way through, but it's not known how many people had eaten the food. Medical experts were consulted, and they were told to divert to New York City. Emergency medical workers met Flight 136 at JFK when it landed at 4 a.m. They said about a dozen people were examined, but no one was taken to the hospital. And it says here that the airline crew, the flight crew, did not eat the food. So, which that's kind of interesting too. I mean, obviously you can't really force somebody to, eat something, but, maybe that's a policy, something that they can implement to keep an eye on this, have one of the crew members sample the food. I remember, I don't know, back when I was in the Navy, one of the officers was required every day to go down and sample every meal, just to make sure that the food's being prepared right. There's nothing wrong. They actually had to fill out there was actually a form that had to be filled out, what they ate, was it, how it was prepared, this, that, and the other. And, those reports were submitted to the captain, every day. How often he read through those, I don't know, but I don't know. That's kind of might be something they should think of. If the crew has to eat it, then maybe the quality will stay up. But I don't know. That's just my little interjection on that. But Delta's food safety team has engaged our suppliers to immediately isolate the product and launch a thorough investigation into the incident. This is not the service Delta is known for. Sincerely apologize. 75 international flights on Wednesday and Thursday moved to a pasta service amid reviews of its meals. Airlines use meals that are prepared by outside vendors. Hot meals are cooked in advance and either frozen or kept cold before being reheated on the plane. They didn't name the catering company, but I guess that's part of their investigation, and maybe they don't want to jump the gun and put them out there just yet. Let's see. Disruption in service came amid the busy 4th of July travel week, when Delta expected to fly nearly 6 million people, and airlines teams were ready for the holiday. Health experts say the airplane food, just like food on the ground, can become contaminated in several ways. May not be heated properly, maybe sitting out too long. While food poisoning on planes does happen, it's not very common. Had the travelers accidentally eaten some food contaminated with mold, it may have been uneventful, says a physician and chief medical officer at Beverly, Addison, Gilbert, and Anna Jocks hospitals in Massachusetts. People could experience nausea, vomiting, and diarrhea within hours if they did have symptoms. While it's rare, you could also develop symptoms a day or two later. So, yeah, it's not some fun stories for sure, but stuff, just highlighting some of the craziness that can happen during travel, and just like I keep saying, it's all the more reason to get the travel insurance, because who knows what you're going to get into when you leave your home. That is for sure. But I don't know. Let me know what you guys think of that. If you're watching the replay, let me know in the comments if you've had any crazy issues like that. Have you ever gotten some spoiled food on an airplane or whatnot? You ever had hot tea spilled on you? Hopefully not. Hopefully none of that stuff has happened. But also yesterday, making preparations for the upcoming cruise on the Utopia of the Seas. I went ahead and took advantage of some of the sales that they had going on, and I decided to go ahead and buy the drink package. They had it for 25% off, and plus I had $100 on board credit to throw in. And so with the 25% off, that lowered the price from like 100 and something per day to 81 per day. So it came out to, with the gratuities and stuff added to it, it was like $290 for the 3 days. So I used my $100 on board credit, so that knocked it down to $190. And so there you go. So it cost me $190 for the drink package. Would have been right around $300. Without the sale, it would have been over that. But just thought I'd fill you guys in on that. But I definitely wanted to get the drink package for this cruise because, looking at some of the drink, the bars and stuff they got on board, I definitely want to hit that up. Plus, with a stop in Coco Cay, the way I understand it, you can use your drink package at Coco Cay. So, but Scott saying crazy. Yeah, those are a couple of crazy stories. Man, I don't know what I would do. Especially with that hot tea situation. And Scott also says, legit always go with travel insurance. Yeah. I used to not be that way. I used to always turn it down pre-pandemic. Sometimes I would get it, but not all the time, for sure. But now, ever since then, that just kind of exposed a lot of things that you just don't even think of, and God forbid you are on a cruise and you go somewhere and you may not even get sick, but you could get injured. You never know. I mean, you could trip, slip, fall, who knows, step on like some coral or something. Hopefully not, but you get stuck over there, and those medevacs back to the States are not exactly cheap. And Scott's asking, do you buy the year-long travel insurance? I haven't been. I did once before. I think in 2022, I had one. I had one that it was good for a certain. Well, actually, it wasn't year long. I think it was a good for like a certain number of cruises or something. But I've been thinking about doing it again instead of buying it every single time for every cruise or trip or whatever. Buy it, buy the year long policies. So I may look into that. Actually, I've already been kind of looking into it. But there just seems like so much going on here lately. I always, unfortunately, it kind of falls through the cracks a little bit. But I always, at the very minimum, I do buy, like when I book a cruise, and I get the travel protection. And like I say, I've used it twice, and both times I got fully refunded. I used the one that Carnival offers, and I used the one that NCL offered. And I don't know if it was the same company or not, but for one of those, it was a death in the family, and it was real simple. It was just a little online form, and I submitted a copy of the death certificate, because you can submit documents to prove, what you're claiming. It took, like, I don't know, they reviewed it for a couple of days, and then I got the money, as soon as it was approved. So not a bad thing to have, for sure. I pretty much swear by it. But folks, that is all I've got for today. I want to thank everybody that popped in for the live stream. I appreciate the support, and also if you're watching on the replay, I always appreciate people watching. And if you like this kind of content, consider hitting the thumbs up on the way out. And if you're watching the replay and you're new to the channel, or you're watching it live and you're new to the channel, consider subscribing. It's 1,000% free. Helps the channel grow, helps push the message out to the masses. And I appreciate everybody that watches, likes, subscribes, shares. And I hope you guys have a great day. Hope you're enjoying whatever you're doing. And I will see you on the next video, which will be tomorrow morning at 7:30. So take care, everybody.